Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Quant update. Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally here. This is the moment that we have been waiting for here for Quant. For months, I came here shouting on top of my voice that, you know what, one day or the other, we're going to have this kind of price action that you see with this fracture here that I'm playing with. And you can see that this fracture is a perfect fit here for the Quant price. So if you haven't seen my videos up until this point, probably it's because the YouTube algorithm really wasn't favoring, Quant stuff, obviously. But I would kindly ask you to help me spread this video by delicately tapping the like button because it just helps the YouTube algorithm. People looking for Quant updates will now be able to find this video much more easily. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel just yet, I would encourage you to do so really because I do TA on Quant and a number of altcoins on a regular basis. And also just as a reminder, on the 31st or the 1st of January 2024, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I'm going to be giving away 100,000 Jasmine tokens to 3 lucky winners. And according to the TA that I did on this channel, that would actually turn out to be $33,000 in the future. So if you don't want to miss on that potential $33,000 and want to join the draw, which is going to be a live stream actually on the 1st of January 2024, all you have to do is make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and then drop a comment in any of my videos. So that's the way we can actually get your name, and we're going to be involving you in that live draw. And without me running my mouth too much, let me actually get back into the content. So yeah, we have already talked about the fracture here, and you can see how it is a perfect fit, indicating that any moment from now, we are headed for a huge pop to the upside. And I think this is the moment that this thing is happening, right? It is obviously taken a little bit long, but you know what? It really doesn't matter. The moment is now. And this fracture, if you're wondering where it comes from, it actually comes from the Bitcoin cash price set back then in January or in June, actually 2023. And I remember this moment really, really vividly because it was actually very gruesome price action right here. Got involved in a trade, 275% pop in a matter of days, and that was really, really fantastic, right? So I expect the same thing to happen here for Quant, but obviously that is not the ultimate goal, right? I mean, we can't be just waiting for 3 months for a 250% pump. I'm going to be showing you exactly where we are headed here with Quant, but for now, I mean, that 250% is actually something that is a huge key here on the price. So this was the Bitcoin cash price at back then, but that's not the only example that we can actually have here. We can also take a look at Dogecoin back then in something like 2016, and you can see the exact same setup right here. You see this kind of gruesome price action here before you just rush, and it's a huge pop to the upside. And actually, in terms of percentages, the structure also has the same kind of percentages with that Bitcoin cash price set there, which was something like a 225 or 250% pump, this move that you see right here. But we are going to be using this chart for nitty-gritties actually to see when exactly was the moment was this breakout confirmed, right? So if you go back again to the Quant price set, let's clear this structure, a little bit, and we can actually see that, you know what, we have a clear support level right here with this Quant price set. And then we can also see that here with the Dogecoin price set, we also had a very clear supporting structure right there, right? So the, price set seemed like it was breaking below it a little bit, and then it had this back test that you see right here, right? You see the price is rising here. It back tests this level, the support level. Then once we had a daily candle above the previous resistance right here, this was the moment that this move was confirmed. Eventually, the price set came back again to back test it one more time, and then it let go to the upside there. So this level here around the previous high is really, really important. What would that be level be meaning here for the Quant price set? We are going back here, and you can actually see that that level here would be something like $112 actually. And I actually mentioned that in my video that the moment we are having a daily candle above $112 for Quant here, we are actually going to the upside. We were talking about these things when we were right at $98. So right now we are already up something like, 20%. And it's that 20% rise may actually be looking small, but when you look at the bigger picture, that's actually can be a difference between a 10x and a 50x, right? So this is how things work in crypto. So we've already broken above $112 here for Quant, and this is the moment that I'm saying, you know what, this breakout has been confirmed here. We are going to the upside. A 250% pump here would actually take the price set to something like, let's go ahead and measure that, right? So we are already measuring from where we started talking about this. So looking at a 250% pump here, we're actually looking at something like 300 and $25 thereabout, something that is really, really possible. If you're looking at it, say, oh, it will never happen. Really, if you haven't been paying attention in crypto, that's really what I can say to you. So this is something that is on the table here, but I gave you the example of Dogecoin. That's not the only example that I can actually give you. I can also give you an example of XRP right here. See the same kind of price action here, grew some price action before. All of a sudden, you hit that, and then you are off to the races, right? It's just up to the upside, right? This on its own was something like a 10x here for XRP. I mean, really, I don't really expect a 10x from this move here from Quant right now, but I expect a huge pop, right? Just to indicate something here on the price, which we're going to be talking about in a minute, obviously. But also notice here, even if you're on a weekly time frame, the moment that that breakout was confirmed, right, was this moment here when you just took out the high of the previous high here. So once you break and close above this level here, which I was referring to as $112 here for Quant, you are off to the races in like very, very huge candles, right? So, I mean, this is going to be a peak here for Quant, obviously, in the coming days and weeks, actually. But, I mean, these things can actually go really, really fast, right? So don't be surprised if you just see it happening, boom, and then it ends in a matter of like weeks or two or something like that. I mean, this is how it has been with crypto. Really, you tend to spend most of your time just going sideways or to the downside. But then again, when you start moving to the upside, it's really, really fast, right? So, I mean, that is a possibility right there. We also have another setup which was looking like that. This is XTC, right? I don't know if you know XTC. There is a certain cryptocurrency by that name. And you can kind of see the same kind of grinding that happens here. When you break that level here, you are off to the races. You continue going to the upside there. So which we have already established that there's a 250% pump that is going to come. But is that the ultimate goal here for Quant? I don't think that is the ultimate goal. And just going back to those setups that we were looking at, I want to take an example of Dogecoin, for example. You want to go ahead and grab your Fibonacci adjustment 2 from the very top of this structure here, right, to the very bottom of the structure. And I want you to notice something here with the Fib extension levels. With the Fib extension levels, you're actually looking at something like the 4.236 Fib extension level. And this is where Dogecoin initially stopped right here before it had a big pullback. It even continued higher, right? So this will actually be something that is welcome here for the Quant price to go ahead and exceed the 4.236 Fib extension level. Or if you go back to Quant here and try to do the same thing, right, from the very top of your structure here, we want to do something like this here, grab it from the top to the very bottom and take note at where the 4.236 extension is. It's actually sitting at 1,648. I mean, this changes obviously according to how accurate you pinpoint the top or the bottom right there, but this is the range that we are looking at, something like 1,650, something 1,670 something, and all those numbers thereabouts. So this actually is where I see the Quant price had headed. And as I've already mentioned, with Dogecoin, it actually managed to exceed that extension level, right? Let's take a look at the other example that we were giving, which was XRP, right? So from the very top of that structure there to the bottom, you can also see that XRP is managing to exceed the 4.236 extension level. And yeah, they seem to be backtesting the 1.6 and then continuing to the upside. But for now, I mean, we just want to be on the safe side, but I want to be as conservative as possible. So we are looking at the 4.236 for Quant, right? There is a possibility, obviously, you can see with the structures that you can go ahead and backtest the 1.68 Fibonacci adjustment level and then even continue higher, right? That will really, really be welcome, right? But that's just one approach, obviously, with this kind of structures. But let me give one more example of something that really didn't get there, but there is also a possibility that it's still working its way up there, right? So if you take a look at XTC, the example that I was giving there, and then you can grab your Fibonacci adjustment tool from the very top to the bottom here, you can see that you are hitting 3.618 Fibonacci adjustment level. That is awesome here. If you come back to Quant and try to figure out where that would be, that will be actually something like $1,400. I mean, that's not small, right? That's really something that is good. In my own opinion, obviously, I mean, I don't know what your expectations are, but let's quickly go ahead and take another approach here. So what you notice with the Quant price set is that here, if we want to take a look at the price, I mean, the all-time price action here of Quant, you can see that from inception, I mean, this is where we're at $0-something, right? You can see that according to Elliott wave theory, it seems like you are having wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then you are looking at wave 5, right? So there is a missing wave that is in here, and I think this is where we are actually working on right now at the moment. That actually gives me much more confidence that, you know what, we are not yet done, because usually the fifth wave just really goes above the third wave actually. So that's something that is to be expected here. I mean, just as, you know what, more evidence that we are going to be headed to the upside. But then again, I wanted to show you this kind of phenomenon that we have here. We have got a signature move on the Quant price set, something that we have seen time again in the crypto space. And that looks like something like this right here. You see the price rising here, you see the price crashes here, it kind of retraces here, it then goes into reaccumulation, right? And according to the TA that we were doing, we're saying that you know what, we are headed for a pop here. What we would have done here is we would have completed the reaccumulation phase here, and we are headed for a specific price, which I'm going to mention in a minute, right here. But again, let's go ahead and take a look at some examples, right here. So we were given the example of Dogecoin, and you can also kind of see that Dogecoin here. Funny enough, we also have the same kind of setup actually. So you just take a look at this. You are rallying, right, rising to the upside, and then you crash all of a sudden. You retrace, you reaccumulate, and then boom, you continue to the upside. So remember where Dogecoin headed. It actually went and stopped at the 4.236 Fibonacci adjustment level about. So that is also a very huge suspect right there. But is that the only example that we can give? We can also return to XRP, although I really didn't want to do this because it's repeating the same thing. But I'm going to show you other examples as well. I'm just trying to build a case right here. So on the very bottom right here, you see XRP rallying right here. It crashes and then it retraces, goes into reaccumulation, and then boom, it actually went to, it's been exceed that 4.236 Fibonacci adjustment level, which we've already determined. For Quant, that will actually be something like $1,600 something, $670, $660, thereabout, right? And then the example that I had never given before here is something like NEO. You see that back then in something like 2017, this was like one of the best performers there. And you can see that same setup that we are talking about. You see you rally and then you crash. All of a sudden you retrace, you reaccumulate here before you even continue going higher. So let's take a look at how high NEO went with this kind of a setup right there. So from the very top of the structure here to the very bottom here of the structure, you can see that it also exceeded the 4.236 Fibonacci adjustment level. So this level is something that is appearing time and again, and apparently it looks like charts with this kind of setup are exceeding that 4.236 extension level there. So good chance for Quant to go ahead and reach something like that. Even exceeding it is something that is on the table right now. But for me, if I'm looking at an exit plan here, I'm actually looking at $1,660 something dollars or $1,670 something. That will actually do for me. Before we continue, I will see what happens then. But as we have seen, this is a prominent structure, right? They will actually take a look at maybe Ethereum, right? Just to put the icing on the cake right here. So if we want to take a look at Ethereum, we can see that Ethereum also had the same setup. Sorry for that. We can also see that Ethereum had the same kind of setup here. Let's take this onto a log scale and investigate this level right here. Let me go ahead and click this one here. So looking at Ethereum here, you can see that we also have the same setup, which is right, a rally, a crash, a retrace, a reaccumulation, and then you go ahead to hit a specific price target here, in which you'll be from the very top right here to the very bottom of that structure. Look, that's the 4.236 extension one more time. So very good chance for Quant here. I'm really excited for the price action, and fingers crossed we are going to have something like this right here. Obviously, not what I say is financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say, all right? But if you like the content, don't forget to tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and then I'll have to see you on the next one. Take good care of yourself.